Hey there, folks. It's Jimmy Stewart here. Hoping this is finding you all doing well. Today's video, it's Acoustic Guitar Day here in the studio, folks. And the reason I wanted to do that is because I had the GTO1. This is the Firefly Thin Line Acoustic Electric. The GTO1-E. And lo and behold, its big brother showed up to me last night. Let me cut to the B-roll here, and I'll show you what we got. Try to remember that day in September when Firefly Guitars stopped at my house. It's New Guitar Day, folks. Let's get this baby opened. And we got a box within a box, which is a good thing. Ooh. Looks like it's going to be Acoustic Day here in the studio, folks. New Guitar Day. Let's do it. Of course, we have the empty guitar stand here, so you all know what that means. It is
New Guitar Day.
Yes, it's New Guitar Day, thanks to the folks at Firebird Music and Firefly Guitars. And I'm talking about the big brother here to the GTO1-E, this guy right here. Yes, this is the GAO1-E, the big brother to the Thin Line from the good folks at Firefly Guitars and Firebird Music. Look at this, folks. The specs on these guitars. Now, let me tell you, Firefly came out a couple of years ago with their first acoustics. It might be longer than a couple of years ago now. And I got one of the very first ones. It's the three-piece back one. It's the big dreadnought. It wasn't the electric acoustic. It was just strictly acoustic. And I fell in love with that guitar. And since then, they have done the acoustic electric versions, and they haven't been around in a while, but they are right now on guitarsgarden.com. That's guitars with an S, garden.com. They have both of these guitars in stock, and they're absolutely gorgeous, folks. Look at this. This has got a full solid spruce top, mahogany back and sides. It's got abalone going around the purfling and around the rosette. It's got a rosewood bridge, rosewood fretboard, a rosewood faced top to the headstock, gunmetal style tuning keys. Just a really, really nice guitar, folks. And these are equipped with the Fishman Precis 2 system in it for that acoustic electric vibe that a lot of people really like. Now, if you're a single guitar singer-songwriter, and I did a lot of these gigs back when I was younger. I had a duo for a while, an acoustic duo, for a number of years, and then I did a lot, I mean a ton of shows as a single guy, and I always had an acoustic electric with me. Back then I was using usually my Ovation 1612, and then I got my Godin A6, and I was using those almost exclusively. And I got to tell you, if these guitars were around 20 years ago, wow, what a difference that would have made, honestly. Both of them built to spec, and they're absolutely great. Now, I'm going to go through this one because I've actually done the full review when I picked this up, I don't know, last year, I think it was sometime. And I never had a chance to grab one of the GAs, so thanks to George and Firefly, they decided to send me one. And look, really, really nice. I just literally took this out of the box less than an hour ago and tuned it up. And this is what we got. Now, the little beginning there I was doing on the GT, it was kind of the same thing. I'm going to do it unplugged here just for you. unplugged. Really, really nice. Now, people are going to ask me, Jimmy, what's the difference between the two? The specs are identical. The neck is the same. I will give you measurements of the nut, and I'll give you measurements at the 12th fret. And surprisingly, I weighed them as well, and I thought for sure, because this is a bigger guitar, it's a bigger bodied, this is almost 4 inches, well it is 4 inches in width, whereas this is 3 inches in width. And the difference of weight is negligible. They're just right there, right around the 5-pound mark, both of them. Maybe a couple ounces difference between them, but very hard to tell on my scale. So when you pick them up, there is really no difference. The difference is going to be in the width of the body. You've got a beautiful arm cut here, beveled, binding or purfling as they call on acoustic guitars, which is in the abalone style. Very, very nice. Same thing with the rosette here. Nice. These both meet the neck at the 14th fret, and then you've got your cutaway for the upper access, which is nice to do stuff like this. Just very, very cool, folks. A very, very nice guitar from the good folks at Firebird Music. I wanted to show them both to you and give you an idea. Now, I'm going to play them unplugged here just for a minute so you can see. Now, normally, the biggest difference would be is that on a wider, thicker body, it's going to push more air from the sound hole and give you a little bit more projection, you know. So G chord. Now let's try the thin line. And I'll try to play it the exact same way. Again, this is not scientific, I'm just showing you. Now you can see that acoustically, that the bigger bodied is more full, bigger sound. This is perfectly fine if you're sitting around the campfire and jamming with other guys, but if you really want to project, and again, in the acoustic realm, the bigger body is going to give you more. As you can tell. The Fishman on here, I'll go through it with you real quick right here. So here's the Fishman Presys 2 system that's built into both of these guitars. They're identical for this one and of course the GTO1. You've got volume up there, and then of course you got bass and treble with a built-in tuner and a phase switch on the bottom right there. Now the phase switch allows you to add a little bit more bottom end when you're at a low volume, and then it will also help you reduce feedback at a higher volume, okay? Now the tuner works pretty well actually. If you just turn the tuner on, you just hit that switch, and here's an E. You'll get the 2 green arrows when it's in tune, and you get a blue arrow from one end or the other telling you whether that's high, flat, or sharp. There's the high E. And of course you want to turn that off when you're done using the tuner to save your battery. The battery is located in the compartment on the rear. Right there. There's a door latch. And again, when you first get your guitar, be sure to take that battery out, because the battery that it comes with is wrapped in plastic, so it's not making contact. So take the plastic off the battery, reinsert it back in that slot following the polarity, and you'll be good to go. Okay, folks, so here we are with the up close and personal on the new GAO1 from the good folks at Firebird Music and Firefly Guitars. This is their bigger brother to the GTO1-E, which I have had for about a year. Let me see if I can get in that sound hole so you can see. No, okay. But anyway, look at the, this has got a solid spruce top on it, mahogany back and sides, your compensated bridge down here. This is an acoustic electric, so there is a piezo system under the bridge here, powered by a Fishman Presys 2, which is a really nice little system actually. You can see the little black tuning pegs here. Got the little abalone tops on them. And speaking of abalone, look at the perfing on this. Really, really nice. And of course around your rosette as well. Going up the neck, you got a mahogany neck with a rosewood fretboard. Again, it's a mahogany back and sides with a solid spruce top. Your dot markers going up your neck to a bone nut. They did a rosewood faceboard on the headstock here, as you can see, with gunmetal colored tuning keys hardware up there. The really nice logo. Again, this is the bigger brother to the GTO1, the thin line. This is the GAO1 from the good folks at Firefly Guitar. I'm going to go ahead and spin this around so you can see the back. Here we are on the back. Still haven't taken any of the wrappings off of this yet. But I did the measurements for the nut and at the 12th and the body itself to show you the difference between this and the thin line. The specs are the same, just bigger bodied. Look at this, just beautiful. So I will show you the measurements here. Both width at the nut and at the 12th fret are basically identical. The Presys 2 system on here is identical. The fretboard radius is identical. So the biggest difference is the larger, wider body. This is measuring out at 4 inches wide, whereas the thin line measures out right at the 3 inches mark. Again, mahogany back and sides. Spruce top. This fretboard meets the body at the 14th fret. Then you get your cutaway over here for access to the upper frets, should you need that. Again, beautiful abalone binding or perfing. And of course the beautiful abalone rosette around the sound hole. They used rosewood for the bridge, the fretboard, and the face of the headstock. Just very, very cool. Kudos to Firefly. Some really, really nice acoustics that you would find hard to beat at this price point, folks. There they are. The GAO1, the big brother to the GTO1 from Firebird Music and Firefly Guitars. Okay, so there's a brief description of this system here. Again, remember the battery is in here and it is wrapped, so take the wrapper off and you'll see the polarity arrows in there, which is positive and which is negative. Stick it back in, you're good to go. Keep your tuner off if you're not using it, because that will drain the battery. Otherwise, it will only be connected once your plug is plugged in. So as long as you unplug it when you're done, that should save the battery for you, okay? I haven't replaced the battery in this one since I've had it, and it's still working fine, so. I'm just gonna go to an acoustic patch here. Wow. And this is through a guitar amp, folks. Normally, your acoustic guy is going to run through the front of house system, you know, doing a PA with, you know, a direct box and that kind of stuff. But the preamp system in here and the EQ that's in here is actually pretty good. The Fishman series is nice. And again, this is through a guitar amp, so. Let's drop this down to D. Pretty close. But you can see you got a nice bottom end there. I'm going to go ahead and try the same thing using the thin line. And we'll drop that down to a drop D as well. Again, exact same patch. I have the volume set right in the middle, and bass and treble are right in the middle, and the phase switching is off. See what the tuner tells me. Here it is. Also on the tuner, if you are live on stage and you go to the tuner, you will be able to tune without it coming through the system. Okay? Nice little feature of the Fishman system as well. So you can see that obviously when you have it in the electric mode, it's not really going to make that big of a difference between which model that you have, either the thin line or the full bodied, you know. Doesn't make that much difference because of the piezo system, of course, and you can always adjust your volumes up and down, your bass and treble up and down in your phase switching. Again, the phase switch kind of allows you to get a little bit more low-end bass response at a low volume, and it will also help you keep the feedback down when you're in a loud volume environment. Okay, the thin line acoustically, and the GA acoustically, same thing. Very, very nice. Again, neck profiles are basically the same. Oh, I took this out of a... Didn't bring it out of drop D, but that's okay. You got the point. Neck profiles are the same. I did check, like I said, at the nut and at the 12th fret. Almost vertically identical. There were 43 at the nut, and I think it was 54 and some change up here at the 12th fret. I did measure the radius of the fretboards, and they come out right around that 20-point mark. So about right, about a 20-inch radius, which is, average for an acoustic guitar, I think. Most of them are. Again, you got gunmetal style color on your tuning keys. You have a rosewood topped headstock, single dot markers going down, the beautiful abalone on the purfling and around your rosette. You have a compensated saddle on both of these on the bridge. The Fishman Pre-Sys 2 system, so under your saddle you do have a pickup system. Very, very nice. Bone nuts, just really, really nice guitars. You'd be very hard pressed, folks, truly. I've looked around. I have a lot of acoustics, okay? Again, I did a lot of acoustic playing back in the day, and really, really tough to get a decent sounding acoustic, especially an acoustic electric, for less than $300. And these are going to run, I think they're on sale right now at guitarsgarden.com. They're going to run you about $266. That's with shipping to your home for either one, okay? They're both priced the same. So just depending on your need and what you'd like to have. Again, this is a 4-inch wide body compared to a 3-inch wide body. Other than that, the specs are pretty much identical. Just a bigger bodied guitar, all right? That's it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for today, folks. Really do appreciate you stopping in. Hey, if you're new to the channel and you have not subscribed yet, come on over to the good side. Would love to have you on board. More guitars coming in the month of September. Welcome to September, by the way. Again, my thanks to George and everybody at Firebird Music. Thank you so much for sending the GA. Setup was great. Again, right out of the box, all I had to do was string it up. And again, when they ship an acoustic guitar from Firefly, the strings are going to be flappy, okay? They don't put any tension on. Very little tension on these strings when they ship an acoustic guitar. Again, you need to be careful. You don't want an acoustic coming around the planet in all those different kinds of weather environments, in months on a boat and sitting in a warehouse. You want to protect that guitar. They do double box them. And again, remember folks, the battery that's inside your Fishman unit down here is wrapped in plastic. Do not send your guitar back because it doesn't seem to work. All you need to do is unwrap it and stick it back in the box. Stick it back in here and you'll be good to go. All right? Okay, folks, so till next time, it's Jimmy Stewart saying so long. Take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. Be kind to each other. And we'll talk to you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.